Okay, mic test, mic test. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the live stream for Watchalong of FP3 here at the Italian Grand Prix, round 15 of this Formula 1 2024 season. And coming into this weekend, we all know for FP1 it was Andrea Kimi Antonelli driving for Mercedes in his practice session, but there were speculations around his future from quite a long while ago that Mercedes will announce him as their driver for 2025 on Saturday, and so they did. Today, a few hours before, Mercedes announced Kimi Antonelli will partner George Russell for the 2025 season. And boy oh boy, this boy is exciting. If you guys might have tuned in for yesterday's practice session, you should have seen his lap times and they were quite quick. I mean, he finished last in FP1 though, but his first lap was 1.5 seconds faster than Lewis Hamilton under same track conditions. We all know he crashed, which was quite unfortunate, but an 18-year-old kid for his first FP1 session with the Mercedes, with the speculations of being a potential world champion in future, just absolutely sent it on his first lap. So the crash was unfortunate, but his first lap absolutely set the eyebrows high. And the second lap, he was I think 8 tenths faster than his previous lap, but unfortunately crashed on the last corner at Parabolica and was forced to retire from the session. But Mercedes had already made up their mind. We heard on the radio as well that Toto Wolff was very calm, very composed, saying, Kimi, it's okay, don't worry. And today morning, I think it cannot be said a surprise. We all knew it was going to happen that Kimi Antonelli has been announced for Mercedes. Just for his records, he is the reigning FRECA champion, Formula 4 regional, that is Formula 4 regional European championships for Alpine. He is the F4 ADAC champion, F4 Italian champion, and I think it will be right to say that he is the future Max Verstappen. Looking at his racing records, he has absolutely smashed the series he has participated in. He skipped Formula 3 and is currently in Formula 2 in 6th position with a sprint and feature race victory. And for yesterday's qualifying at the Italian Grand Prix, he qualified P6. So we'll start the sprint race from P4, which will be live in few hours. And for tomorrow's feature race, he'll be starting P6. So definitely can have a shot at the victory there. So definitely a talented driver. But I have seen many people saying that Mercedes have rushed him and it is quite early for him to be ready for Formula 1. My opinion will be he is ready. Look at Max Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen was just 17 years old when he made it into Formula 1, and everyone at that time also was like, oh, Red Bull are rushing this kid, it's too early for him and all that stuff. And look at where he is today. 3-time world champion, possibly a 4th world champion at the end of the season, absolutely dominating the sport, and we are like, oh, Max is the greatest driver of all time. So these young kids definitely need some, I want to say that no driver is perfect. They need some time. They crash in their early races. Every great driver has done so. Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, Max Verstappen. So oh, sorry for that. It was a notification from Formula 1. As I was saying, every great driver needs some time, and Kimi Antonelli is no other exception. He will take some time to be settled into Formula 1, to be settled with Mercedes, but I'm quite sure once he's settled, he will be at the sharp end of the field. So yeah, quite excited for Antonelli. And another reason for me personally hyping is Antonelli is just a few months younger than me, so he is technically the first Formula 1 driver younger than my age. So I see my dream of becoming a Formula 1 driver through Antonelli's shoes. So yeah, it's quite exciting. And yeah, as I said, you can see on the screens as well the 2025 driver lineup. For Red Bull, it's Verstappen and Perez. I highly doubt it will be Perez. We all know the reason. Every race the discussion is quite boring, but Perez has not been performing at the absolute best, and surely, I don't like to say it, but might lose his race seat next season. It may be Ricardo or any other driver, I'm not sure about who will be replacing him, but there are possibility that he might lose his race seat next season. Though he has a contract, we all know that the way Red Bull operate, but yeah. Mercedes are now confirmed with Russell and Antonelli. For Ferrari, we have the dream team of Leclerc and Hamilton. I still can't get over it that Hamilton will be driving for Ferrari next season, but yeah. At McLaren, we have the unchained lineup of Norris and Piastri. Why to break something it's not broken? Then at Aston Martin, we have Alonso and Stroll. And then Alpine is Gasly and Doohan, who was announced a few days earlier. Then at Williams, we have Franco Colapinto driving this weekend. We all know Logan Sargent was sacked by Williams, absolutely kicked. Like, at the end of the Dutch Grand Prix, there were no signs, and few days before the Italian Grand Prix, we had the news that Logan Sargent will not be racing further for Williams and it will be Franco Colapinto. But we all know it's only a 9 race stint for Colapinto, because for next season, Williams have the driver lineup locked in Albon and Sainz, which I think is the strongest Williams lineup in quite a while, because earlier we had Albon and Latifi, before that we had Russell and Latifi, and before that we had Russell and Kubica, so not so great drivers in that Williams since Valtteri Bottas is departure, but they will have a great lineup next season. Will the car be great? Time will say that. Then next comes RB, for whom Yuki Tsunoda has been confirmed, but the second seat is much awaited. Will it be Ricardo or Lawson or maybe Isaac Hadjar, who is the current F2 championship leader? It's quite a big speculation. Many people say it will be like Perez will be sacked and Ricardo steps up to Red Bull. And for the vacant RB seat, it will be Liam Lawson. And I mean, the Red Bull family we all know is quite confusing, so the Red Bull seat cannot be predicted quite easily there. Then next up we have the stake F1 team Kick Sauber, who will be Audi in 2026. Nico Hülkenberg has already been confirmed by the team, but the speculations remain on the second seat and no strong contender has emerged as such. There have been chances that Valtteri Bottas may continue because he is not performing absolutely terribly like Zhou Guanyu, who has been smashing Zhou throughout this whole season, so there are chances that there may be Valtteri Bottas, maybe some young driver, we don't know. But the 2 seats which are left are like the most unknowns, because there have been no names linked to the seats. And the final team we have Behrman and Ocon. We all know Behrman impressed quite a lot in his first Formula 1 outing in Saudi Arabia with Ferrari and has booked him a race seat for next season. So this is it for the 2025 lineup, and we have 12 minutes until FP3 begins. Then we have qualifying in the race, of course. So final hour of practice, definitely one of the most important sessions, because teams would like to fine tune the car for one final time before qualifying is underway. And we all know as soon as qualifying begins, the teams and drivers enter in parc fermé conditions, in which you are not allowed to replace or change any parts of the car unless they are of similar spec. So quite an important practice session this will be. Talking about practice, I would just like to talk about yesterday's practice data, which I'll open in just a second. First of all, let's talk about the qualifying pace, because we have qualifying up next. So there you go. I hope it's visible. Yeah. Here is the qualifying pace data from yesterday's 2 practice sessions, FP1 and FP2. And clearly from this, we can see McLaren are the pace setters. Looking at the results, it was Max Verstappen fastest in FP1 and Lewis Hamilton fastest in FP2, but the data says something else. The data says McLaren have the advantage over the rest of the field in terms of quali pace, and by quite some margin. They have an advantage over Red Bull by a tenth and a half, which is quite amazing. I hope it's visible. Yeah, it's visible on the screen. Then we have Red Bull, who struggled. They cannot be said struggle, but didn't set the world alive in FP2 yesterday. We all know their run plan was hampered because of Antonelli bringing out the red flag, so Red Bull focused more on the race pace yesterday as compared to quali pace. So I would say this data is kind of incomplete for Red Bull, but overall they seem to be quite close to McLaren. Then we have Ferrari, who are again a tenth and a half behind Red Bull. Behind McLaren. Everyone is hoping, including myself, that Ferrari perform well this weekend, because come on guys, a Ferrari pole or a Ferrari win at Monza is something else. So quite decent pace yesterday from the Scuderia. I think Carlos Sainz was P3 and Charles Leclerc was P3 in FP1. So yeah, great session there. The race pace for Ferrari is good, spoiler alert, but yeah, quali pace is decent. 1/10 is nothing around Monza, I will say. One small error or one grid corner, the standings will change quite a lot. Then in 4th place we have Mercedes, a bit adrift from the front running pack, but still I will say engine modes. And for FP1 we all know it was Antonelli running and not Russell, so the team didn't get any important data from FP1, so quite an important data missing there. So might be something different, might be something in store for Mercedes, we don't know. But the top four teams, as it stands from the Formula 1 data, is McLaren seem to be the quickest, then it's Red Bull, then it's Ferrari, and then it's Mercedes. Then we call it technically Formula A, because if you guys have seen this whole season, there's this pack of four teams which is absolutely untouchable by any team. Like, they are in the exception is Sergio Perez if he's not performing well. But overall, it's like these four teams are in the class of their own, and the rest teams are fighting for 9th and 10th. So, in Formula B, or we can say Formula 1.5, it's surprisingly Haas, which I did not expect. Quickest, I thought it might be Williams, because we all know that Williams is quite slippery in the straight line speed. We saw it last season, this season as well. But surprisingly, it's Haas who is fifth fastest, best of the rest. Then we have Aston Martin, and then we have RB, and Williams is quite a long way behind. So this data needs to be rechecked quite a bit, because if you guys might have tuned in to the earlier streams before these races, this data is possibly not the most accurate, because I think in Silverstone, if I'm sure, Mercedes are predicted to be the third fastest team and they emerged to be the fastest team. So this data definitely is not one of the most accurate, but still Williams are predicted to be the 8th fastest team, quite close to RB. Then we have Kick Sauber or Stake, and Alpine to be the slowest, which to be honest was expected, because the Alpine engine, as you guys might be aware, lacks 15 to 20 horsepower than the competitors. So they struggled quite a lot in terms of straight line speed and seem to be slowest in data. Don't know the actual pace, but the data suggests this. So yeah, the data seems. Let's talk about the top four teams, guys. No one cares about the bottom teams. The top four teams: McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes. Talking about McLaren, they looked solid yesterday. No mistakes from any drivers, no snaps, no understeers, no oversteers. Just a simple looking, clean, solid session for McLaren. The race pace is strong, the quali pace is strong, the drivers are solid, the confidence is strong. Definitely a winning formula here. The McLaren team is on a high of the. I don't get the word, I don't remember. It was like hefty. No, it's not hefty. It will be humongous. Yeah, humongous will be the right word here. Humongous win from Dutch Grand Prix, beating Max Verstappen by 22 seconds. The feat hasn't been achieved since 2022. McLaren do it. So McLaren are on great run of form here. Coming to this weekend, there were speculations they might be a bit slower, because Zandvoort has a lot of corners, slow medium speed corners, and McLaren are quite quick through them. But the straights, McLaren haven't proved their worth yet, but the data says that they are quite quick, and the practice sessions also proved it as well. Next up we have Red Bull. FP1 Max Verstappen, I think, was first. I think in the whole of the Dutch Grand Prix weekend, Max Verstappen was not first for even a single session. So Max Verstappen finally was first in FP1 and looked great. In FP2, as I said, Kimi Antonelli's red flag hampered Red Bull's run program quite a lot, and they were not able to perform the qualifying simulation pace. So we didn't get an exact lap time idea for Max Verstappen's lap time, but according to like we can say feelings, because we can only use vibes here in this scenario. According to vibes, Red Bull seem a bit closer to McLaren this weekend as compared to last weekend. So great job there for Red Bull. Talking about Ferrari, the home heroes, the most hyped and favored team around this weekend. We all know there have been a lot of hype surrounding this weekend, that Ferrari 1-2 incoming. If you guys might follow Matt P1 Tommy, their predictions are absolutely on a Ferrari hype train, and I am also on the train as well, to be said. But the data says something else, and the actual result says something else. The actual result says that Ferrari are quick, are decent. If you guys might not know, Ferrari have bought major upgrades this weekend. So in the meantime, 5 minutes until FP3 is underway. Just a few more minutes of this waffling, and then we'll switch on to FP3 talks. So in the meantime, thank you everyone for all the support. Please don't forget to like this stream, subscribe the channel, it really helps a lot. We are just 19 subscribers away from the target, so your every subscription will really motivate me. So back to the topic, as I was saying, just a second, just let me change few settings of the stream so that there are less frame drops. Yeah, back to Ferrari. As I was saying, Ferrari brought major upgrades in Spain. I think it was round 6 or round 7. Those upgrades were fast, but the issues Ferrari were facing were porpoising. Yeah, you heard it right, porpoising, which I think we might have not have heard since 2023 because it was almost wiped out from all teams. But the Ferrari upgrades introduced it again, and Ferrari was struggling quite a lot through the high speed corners. Like the car was bouncing like absolute porpoise. So Ferrari wiped off the upgrades and were running the old original spec from which they won Monaco. So Ferrari, after few development throughout the summer break, have brought upgrades this weekend. It's the same pack of upgrades they introduced in Barcelona, but it has a few more changes and modifications so that their car doesn't suffer porpoising and all that stuff. So the practice data seemed good. When we look at the onboards from the Scuderia, the car is not bouncing quite a lot. It's quite stable. There is few bits and pieces of bouncing here and there, but it's the a bit bumpy nature of Monza. And yeah, the upgrades seem to be good. So as much I know, Ferrari have brought upgrades to the side pods, the engine covers, the floor, the diffuser, and the front wing and the rear wing. So quite major series of upgrades there for Ferrari, and in hope that they can be beneficial and can win race this weekend. They look good in practice. I hope they are good in practice because we will love to have a fight out at front between Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes. So yeah, that's about Ferrari. Talking about Mercedes, after a quite underwhelming performance, sorry about the fumble there. After a quite underwhelming performance in Zandvoort, everyone expected Mercedes to be quick. Even I, as a Mercedes fan, expected them to be quick. But not so great performance in Zandvoort for Mercedes. And yeah, the team are confident that this weekend will be good. They are quite quick in terms of straight line speed as well. The car is not suffering any porpoising. The drivers are in great shape. Lewis Hamilton, we all know, after the Silverstone victory, has found a new mojo and is absolutely on his best form since the last 3 seasons. George Russell, we all know, has been great throughout the whole season. Few errors here and there in the race, but in all has been a solid driver. Mercedes, I don't know the actual pace. The data says they are quite slow, but the timing screen say that they are quite fast. So it's quite an iffy if scenario for Mercedes. I hope they are quick as well, and we have a great fight for pole position. And I will just pause the commentary for a few seconds here so that I can bring on the race telemetry and track map for the FP3. Sorry. Yeah, thank you for the patience there, guys. It's quite appreciated. And it's 3, 2, and 1, and FP3 is underway. It's green lights at the end of the pit lane. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I thought the mic was on and I was waffling for the past 5 minutes, but now I noticed that the mic was not even connected. So yeah, as I was saying, we have a new topic of discussion again. I was discussing about the track changes that have been made this weekend. If you guys might have tuned into this session in the earlier streams, I will let you guys know again that there have been quite a lot of major change. Like the corners are the same, but the type the corners are taken, there have been quite a huge changes to the track. First of all, the whole of the track has been resurfaced, so there is absolutely new layer of tarmac everywhere on the track. So this helps the driver in terms of smoothness of the track and negating out any bumps. But what issue this causes is tire wear. And why I say tire wear is I will explain you. When new tarmac is laid, the track is absolutely a absorbing surface. We all know black color absorbs quite a lot of color. So because of that, the track absorbs quite a lot of heat from the sun, and we all know the races at Monza are usually quite in high temperatures. So the track absorbs all the heat from this from the sun definitely, and this heat stays on the track. So in yesterday's FP2 and FP1 session, the air temperature was close to 35 degrees Celsius and the track temperature was close to 50 degrees Celsius. This increase in track temperature is because of the new tarmac, new surface which traps heat and increases the track temperature. So because of this newly surfaced tarmac, the track is getting quite a lot hot, and because of that there have been issues of tire wear faced by a lot of drivers throughout the grid. And even the strategy expected for the race is medium and hard or hard on medium. So the use of soft tires will mostly be avoided unless and until a driver goes for a fastest lap at the end, unless the teams would avoid using the soft tires in this newly resurfaced track. Also in qualifying, it was seen in practice yesterday that the likes of Max Verstappen and other drivers, just a second. Also, it was seen in practice yesterday that the likes of Max Verstappen and other drivers, well, going for a double cooldown lap because of the same reason that the tires are getting quite a lot of hot, and which caused them to slide around by the time the lap was coming to an end. So we can see a lot of different strategies in qualifying and the race being approached because of this newly surfaced track. And apart from the track resurface, there have been a few changes to the curves of the track. We all know Monza is a track with the second least amount of corners after Austria. Turns 1, 2 is a chicane, turn 3 is almost flat out. You can see on the map, as I said, the yellow part is turns 1 and 2. It's a chicane, turn 3 is almost flat. Turns 4 and 5 again a chicane, 6 and 7 is a double right-hander. Then turns 8, 9 and 10 is one of the most beautiful corners on this track, and turn 11 is again a high speed corner. So in these corners, the curves of turns 1 and 2, the yellow bit, have been lowered in terms of height. Why? Because in previous races, the support series races, there was quite a huge crash because of those curves and a driver was launched into the air. So to avoid any safety infringements, the curb heights have been lowered this weekend on the track. Turn 3 is flat, so there are no turns. Then the turn 4 and 5, the starting of the red part on your screen, the ending of the yellow part on the start of the red part. There the curbs have been lowered. Okay, so speed back to racing. Speed trap, Kevin Magnussen is fastest in terms of straight line speed with 343 kph. Then we have Sergio Perez P2 and Max Verstappen P3. Obviously not so representative because no other driver has set a representative lap time. But yeah, back to the racing stuff and the track. Turns 4 and 5, the curb height has been lowered, and a gravel trap has been added at the exit of turn 3 so that the drivers don't cut the chicane and move straight on. That's it. And for the turns 8, 9 and 10, there have been few major changes. The turns 8, 9 and 10, the Ascari chicane is a fast left, right and left turn, which is, I would say, one of the most beautiful corners to witness in qualifying on the whole calendar. So what the FIA have done is they have reduced the curb height here as well. So previously what the drivers needed to do were avoid the curves but go as fast as possible. But now the curves have been flattened so much that the drivers can take the curves at absolutely enormous speeds. Like if you can imagine the curbs of Saudi Arabia, which are almost flat, the curbs at 8, 9 and chicane have been flattened so much, which, we have the Kimi, we have Iceman here on track. Kimi Raikkonen and Mattia Binotto in the Stay Kick Sauber garage, discussing about maybe future return of Kimi. We don't know. Kimi Raikkonen, wow, the Iceman is on the track with the man himself, Mattia Binotto. We all know Mattia Binotto is the future, the upcoming team principal of the new Audi stake team, whatever it is, the Audi project. So yeah, Mattia Binotto is with the team this weekend, the Sauber team, surely not Ferrari, and so is Kimi Raikkonen. So yeah, great to see those on track. But as I said, not on track in the garage, surely. But as I was saying, the Ascari chicane, the turn 8, 9, 7, 8, and 8, 9, 10. Sorry. Previously, what the drivers needed to do, you can see on the screen the blue hump there. Previously, what the drivers needed to do were, firstly, it's a left-hander, so you go left but avoid the curve. You go right, avoid the curve, because the curves are so deadly that even if you touch the curves, even the slightest, you will spin the car and into the gravel you go. But now the curves have been lowered so much that you can absolutely ride the curves and it won't affect your car. So the drivers have been saying this takes away the character and the vibes of the track, but yeah, in terms of safety, it's a good scenario. And here is Carlos Sainz out of the pits and waving to the fans. We all know the final Italian GP for Ferrari for Carlos Sainz. So yeah, at the start of the weekend, Carlos Sainz said, "Yes, I know it's my final weekend for Ferrari here at Italy," and he said that I will like to enjoy the weekend as much as possible, because yeah, he said if you are a Ferrari driver once, you are a Ferrari driver forever, because whenever he comes at Italy, he said that he will keep receiving that love in the future season. So yeah, Carlos Sainz enjoying his weekend. I hope he gives the chance for enjoyment to the Tifosis as well, with some great performance in qualifying. But yeah, as I was saying, the track changes. That was for Ascari chicane, and the Parabolica curve we all know is quite flat and is surely one of the riskiest turn on the track. We all know yesterday Kimi Antonelli had a 52G. Do you guys understand what is 50? Imagine your weight is 50 kgs, and in the side, not the upward downward direction. If you experience a 52G crash in the upward downward direction, that is vertical direction, you will be absolutely smashed. But in the horizontal direction, imagine that you experience 50 times the weight of your body. Like if you're a 50 kgs, you experience a weight of 2500 kgs on your body at the time of impact. And that is how much hefty crash Kimi Antonelli suffered yesterday. Luckily he was okay. There was few damage to the cars, but he was okay. But a 52G crash for a youngster is quite a lot. So yeah, Parabolica curve, we all know, is quite ruthless. If you take it in a perfect manner, it rewards bravery. But if you are a bit too much over the limit, it can crash your car easily. So yeah, a bit more cars out on track now. 12 minutes done in FP1. And as we see at the moment, it's Max Verstappen fastest, Sergio Perez P2. On set of medium tires, Kevin Magnussen is P3. On set of soft tires, the rest drivers are yet to set the lap times. The first driver to set his lap time will be Carlos Sainz. Let's see what lap time he does. Carlos Sainz crosses the line with DRS, a bit slipstream from Max Verstappen there. Goes P4, 122.1, the slowest of all. Esteban Ocon P5. We all know Alpine are expected to struggle this weekend because this track surely doesn't suit their race car. We all know Alpine is lacking 15 to 20 extra horsepower in terms of straight line speed. So it will be quite a huge mountain to climb for Alpine this weekend. As George Russell goes fastest, 121.1. His teammate Lewis Hamilton slots into P2, 121.4 for Lewis Hamilton there. Charles Leclerc, I think, is on a double cooldown lap here, is currently 9 fastest. Here is Oscar Piastri on a set of soft tires. So I expect him to go fastest because soft tires definitely a much better tire than the medium tires here. Let's see what lap time Oscar Piastri does here. Comes around the final corner. Oscar Piastri goes fastest, 1 minute 20.887. So that was quite a lot of lap time being set in a minute and a half. But the standings at the moment are Piastri, who is fastest on a set of soft tires. Max Verstappen is only 60 milliseconds behind him on a set of medium tires. So the Red Bull is definitely quick. His lap times prove it, because throughout the whole weekend, the the delta difference, which we say in Formula, the delta difference is the soft tire is definitely much quicker tire than the medium tires, but by how much? So the data says that the soft tire is approximately 2 to 3 times faster than the medium tires per lap. So looking at the delta difference, Max Verstappen technically is faster at the moment. Mercedes also look to be in the mix, not absolutely close to Max Verstappen there, but Russell is P3, Hamilton P4, 2 tenths behind Max Verstappen. Then we have Perez, and the rest are yet to score some competitive laps. I am quite interested to see the lap time set by Sainz and Leclerc here, because there has been quite a lot of hype surrounding the Ferrari boys that they will be absolutely dominating this weekend. I hope that they do, but yeah, let's see. In the meantime, thank you very much everyone who are tuned in. Your support really means a lot to me. Please don't forget to like this stream, because your every like helps the stream quite a lot in the algorithm. Frankly speaking, every like helps me a lot in the algorithm. Also, please don't forget to subscribe the channel. I'm just 19 subscribers away from the target, so your every subscription will matter quite a lot. So yeah, thank you very much. And Formula 1 show quite an interesting data here at the moment. So what this data is particularly, I will explain you guys. Formula 1 are showing a data which shows car performances from Bahrain to Netherlands, like what the car was performing in Bahrain at the start of the season and what the pace was in Netherlands last weekend. And we can see McLaren have gained almost quarter of a second. No, not a quarter, more than a quarter, 1/3 of a second. 3.2 tenths gain there for McLaren from Bahrain to Netherlands. In simple words, McLaren have upgraded the car, and that upgrades have helped the car improve by 3 tenths. Red Bull have lost out by 1.5 tenth, Mercedes gaining by a tenth, Ferrari losing by almost half a second, then Aston Martin losing by half a second, Williams almost as where they were. RB lost 2 tenths, so did Haas. Alpine gained slightest 2 thousandths, and Kick Sauber lost 3 tenths. So I know you guys can't see the data, but what this says is McLaren, since Bahrain, have gained the most. They have added a car performance that is worth 4 tenths, like 0.4 seconds into their car per lap. And Ferrari have lost the most. They have lost performance worth 4 tenths. This is not the car has got slower. This is the field has got 4 tenths faster than Ferrari. So this data shows that only McLaren and Mercedes, sorry for the notification there, the data shows that only McLaren and Mercedes teams are the ones whose upgrades have been working, and the likes of the Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston Martin, their upgrades have kind of backfired on them and have cost them lap times. As I said at the start of the stream, Ferrari brought upgrades in Spain. Those upgrades didn't work, and Ferrari had to strip off that upgrades, and they are currently running the spec of car which they were running since Bahrain. So yeah. Also for Red Bull, quite surprisingly, I am quite shocked to see, but the development pace for Red Bull is quite slow. They haven't brought any major upgrades this season. If I remember, here's Lewis Hamilton. Oh, Lewis Hamilton started his flying lap into turn 1, took a lot of curb. As I said, drivers are taking a lot of curb this weekend, but that was too much from Lewis Hamilton. Mitral damage is underflow. The team definitely will need to check. And here comes Lando Norris. Lando, 2 wins to be said. Lando Norris, personal best sector 1, fastest in sector 2, fastest in sector 3. Lando Norris goes to the top of the timings, 120.787 there for Lando Norris. A tenth faster than his teammate Oscar Piastri. So definitely not one of the quickest lap out there, because we all know Oscar Piastri set his lap time 5 to 10 minutes earlier, so the track has got much better. Focusing on Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg currently has the fastest first sector of the race, so yeah. The track is definitely ramping up as the time passes by. Just for information of you guys, what the track ramp up means is, when the session is started, the track is quite green. I mean, there is only tarmac on track, but as the session progresses, there is slight small micro particle of tires that is discarded from the tires and settles on the track. Because of this, the track is cleaned and there is more and more grip. See, the Formula 1 tires roll because of friction, and because of the left rubber, the friction on the track increases and the tires get more and more grip, in turn helping the car go more faster. It was a few little science lesson from Sportsmaniac 144. Talking about science, here is Carlos Sainz. That was not great, but yeah. Lando Norris goes fastest. Carlos Sainz is on a great lap, fastest in sector 1, matching Norris in sector 2, and is looking on a great sector 3 as well. Carlos Sainz crosses the line and goes fastest, 400s faster than Lando Norris. So it's a Carlando 1-2 at the moment. George Russell. Oh my, George Russell is looking quick here. Guys, it's interesting thing to notice. Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris have set the lap times on a set of soft tires, But here is George Russell through the final corner, and George Russell crosses the line and goes fastest. Wow. George Russell on a set of medium tires goes faster than Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris on a set of soft tires. I was not expecting that one. Great pace from Mercedes. George Russell goes fastest. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line, goes P3, 600s behind George Russell there. So, again, as it was yesterday, the top 4 teams are absolutely strict like a glue. You cannot pick one from the 4 teams. It's Mercedes quickest, then it's Ferrari, then it's Mercedes, then it's McLaren and McLaren within a tenth of each other. And a tenth in terms of Formula 1 is a little bit of snap of oversteer and understeer. So a little bit of mistake from anyone else and they can find themselves from P1 right up to P5 or P6 even. So Formula 1, the stage Formula 1 is at the moment, like the situation Formula 1 is at the moment, I will say is the absolute best. It's absolute dreamland for us Formula 1 fans. Guys, I don't want to let you remember the nightmare of last season, but here it is. Last season, Max Verstappen won 19 out of the 22 races. I think, yeah, there were 22 races. Two were run by Checo Perez. So Red Bull won 21 out of the 22 races, and Carlos Sainz, that is the only team other than Red Bull, only won one race. And here we are today, 7 race winners, 4 race winning teams, a fight in the Constructors' Championships, a possible out of the outside chance fight in the Drivers' Championship. Formula 1 is its absolute best here. 4 teams, 7 drivers. I'm not including Sergio Perez. I'm sorry, but he's not performing at the level which he needs to get a race win or even a podium. But 4 teams, 7 drivers battling for the race win, almost equally matched. In a weekend, Mercedes are quicker, then they are McLaren, then they are Red Bull, then there is Mercedes. Ferrari look quick this weekend. They were not quick last weekend and the weekend earlier, but they look quick this weekend as well. So I'm quite hyped for qualifying. You guys should be as well. Be sure to subscribe the channel, like the stream, so that you don't miss the qualifying stream as well, because I'll be doing the commentary for quali and the race as well. So be sure to tune in so that you don't miss any upgrades. Also, I will try to change the graphic interface a bit for qualifying so it's much more readable friendly. I know it's a bit more boxy at the moment, but I will try to change the graphics for qualifying. But yeah, I think Charles Leclerc started his flying lap on a set of soft tires. Let's see what lap times he does, because the top 6 are separated by 2 tenths and it's Charles Leclerc who is quite a long way behind, which we don't expect from Charles. So let's see what lap time Charles Leclerc does here. Through sector 1, the car looks stable. By the looks of the onboard, the Ferrari car looks quite decent. It's not having snaps of oversteer or understeer through the corners. The straight line speed is good. I think Ferrari were the quickest yesterday in terms of the straight line speed. The lap for Leclerc is looking hooked up, like there are no noticeable mistakes here. From the first 2 sectors, Charles Leclerc is currently the quickest. Through the Ascari chicane and before one final corner, Charles Leclerc, this looks to be a good lap. Through the final chicane, which is Parabolica, Charles Leclerc crosses the line and goes fastest. A 1 minute 20.614 from Charles Leclerc, which raises the bar even further, goes fastest and goes a tenth faster than George Russell, who is in P2. So yeah, all the top teams have done the lap times, and to the no surprise, you can see the top 8. As I was saying at the start of the stream, you can look at the top 8. These guys are untouchable. It's Leclerc, Ferrari. So it's Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, Perez. So it's Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren in the top 4. And the driver who is the best of the rest is Nico Hülkenberg, is almost a second slower than Charles Leclerc. So I was saying that these top 4 teams are absolutely untouchable, which is not so great for Formula 1 because the rest of the teams don't have a chance for race win or pole position. But what a great thing is, these 4 teams are absolutely nip and tuck close to each other. So yeah, great for Formula 1. As we can see on the data that Formula 1 is showing, Carlos Sainz is gaining almost 2 tenths on Lando Norris in terms of straight line speed. So this reflects the point which I said a few seconds earlier, that yesterday in terms of straight line speed, Ferrari were the quickest. So yeah, definitely hoping for a great result here for Scuderia. It will be quite great. Focusing on to Williams a bit here as I see them on the screen. Franco Colapinto is currently running P16. Alex Albon is on a flying lap. Let's see what he can do. We all know that Williams is kind of a rocket ship in terms of straight line speed. This season, though, they haven't been as quick as they were last season in terms of straight line, because James Fowles has been repeatedly saying that the team are focusing more and more on the cornering rather than straight line speed. But this weekend, Williams had looked quite quick, and Alex Albon just reflects it on the screen. Albon crosses the line and goes P8, so yeah, a bit more closer to the Formula A, but still a long way adrift of Charles Leclerc, half a second slower than him. But Williams' team usually tend to perform quite well in terms of straight lines. We all saw that in 2022 when Nick De Vries. Oh, here is, they are back on screen. The Iceman walk. Kimi Raikkonen and Mattia Binotto in the Stake Kick Sauber garage. And here is Stefano Domenicali talking to these two. Kimi Raikkonen, the old Kimi we know, he's not speaking anything, just listening and saying "boah." Okay, just joking. Back to racing, as I was saying, Williams should be quick this weekend, and we all know racing for Williams this weekend are Alex Albon and Logan Sargent. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's not Logan Sargent, it's Franco Colapinto. It was my mistake. Franco Colapinto is racing for Williams this weekend. Why? Sorry, Logan, but you were terrible. Straight on, this is what Williams think, right? Because Williams have the driver lineup locked in for 2025. They have Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon driving for the team next season. And we all knew Logan Sargent was leaving Formula 1 at the end of the season. So why do you replace Logan? Because he was slow, but even being slow, he was crashing the car a lot. So we all know, see, no disrespect to Zhou Guanyu. We all know Zhou Guanyu is not one of the fastest driver out there, and constantly is coming last. But at least he's not crashing the car, not causing team few $1,000,000. But that guy, Logan Sargent, thought he was Nicholas Latifi and was absolutely pushing everyone and was crashing the car quite a lot. Seriously speaking, he was quite a lot crash happy, and Williams, I think, they thought that they had given him a lot of chances and opportunities. I think he was with Williams for almost 35 to 40 races and still didn't show any signs of improvement. So what James Howell said is they wanted to promote a driver within. By what he means is Williams also have their driver academy, like they have drivers in Formula 2 and Formula 3. So Franco Colapinto is a Williams academy driver. I think he's P5 in the current Formula 2 standings, P5 or P7. Has a race win and 3 podiums to his name this season. So Colapinto is not the absolute GOAT out there, but Williams are like looking to give a bit more emphasis to their own academy drivers rather than giving Logan Sargent more 9 races to crash the car and cost the team a bit more $1,000,000. So yeah, I was quite sad for Logan. We all know he's a nice guy off track, but it's Formula 1, right? Either you perform or you're out of the sport. It's as simple as it gets. So Logan unfortunately didn't perform and is currently not racing in Formula 1. Colapinto, I think here is in a win-win situation, because if he performs, it's great for him. He might get a race next season or the season after, or maybe he can be the reserve for Williams in the upcoming seasons. It's a good situation for him if he performs. And even if he doesn't perform, let's take a scenario where Franco Colapinto for some reason is not able to perform and crashes the car a lot. It's fine, because he's not here to impress anyone. He's here to just fill up the boots of Logan Sargent and to improve his talent. So I will say Franco Colapinto, who crosses the line and goes P13 in his latest lap, is currently in a win-win situation. So yeah, let's see what happens and how the dynamics shape that at Williams. But for Logan Sargent, I would just like to say one thing: don't be sad because it's over. Be happy because it's happened. We will always remember Logan for not knowing what the F1 kilometer is, and for always being the best partner of Zhou Guanyu in P19 and P20. After Carl Lando, I think the best buddies on the grid were P19 Logan, P20 Zhou. No matter what the situation, what the weather, what the race is, these two guys were almost close to each other. So yeah. And also thank you, Logan, for choosing Williams so that you don't dominate the sport, because if Logan Sargent would have gone to Red Bull or a Mercedes, he would have absolutely dominated the sport even more than Max Verstappen, and the season would have been quite boring. So thank you, Logan, for not making Formula 1 boring, and hope to see you somewhere in another series in the future. Talking about Logan Sargent, Alex Albon sets the fastest first sector of the race, 2/10 faster than Oscar Piastri. So this is what I was saying, that Williams is a rocket ship. When I say rocket ship, it's an absolute rocket ship in terms of straight line speed. If by any which ways Williams are able to sort out their cornering without hampering their straight line speed next season, Williams can definitely challenge for the world championships, because their straight line speed is absolutely out of this world. I mean, I don't get it how a team can be so useless in corners and so quick in straight line. Let's see what lap time it does. Purple sector 1, personal best sector 2, and the sector 3 mini sectors are looking quite great as well. Let's see what lap time Alex Albon does here. Oscar Piastri crosses the line, improves his lap time but does not improve his position. Fernando Alonso goes P11. Alex Albon goes fastest. Wow. Just wow. I don't have more words to say. Brilliant lap there from Albono. Goes fastest in the Williams. I was saying, you guys, if Williams are somehow able to sort the straight line speed, they will be the quickest team in Formula 1, because the car is absolutely the fastest in terms of straight line. They have great, oh my god, Williams is fastest, that's great. I mean, we all know it's practice and we don't know the fuel loads and the engine modes for the rest of the teams. But still, Alex Albon, P1 is incredible. Let's see what the commentators have to say here. Okay, not much great commentary going on there, but yeah. As I was saying, Williams is fastest. Let me type a message in the live chat as well for those who are not listening. Okay, I will say you guys as well. Thank you very much for all the support throughout this whole stream. It really means a lot to me for all the support. And yeah, for all the guys listening, please don't forget to like this stream as much as possible, because your every like helps the stream reach more and more number of people, which in turns helps me get view, which in turns help me create great content, which in turns will be good for you guys, because if I create great content, it will be good for you, so that you can connect with what's more happening in the race. So be sure to like the stream, subscribe the channel. It really helps and motivates me a lot. So yeah, I have written in the live chat as well. Also, I have started an initiative to plant a tree for every 100 subscriber gained. I have almost planted 17 to 18 trees, and I'm not only planting them, but I am also looking after them as well. So we are only 19 subscribers away from another tree to be planted. So be sure to subscribe the channel and all the good stuff. Back to the analysis. There is turn 11 analysis between George Russell and Max Verstappen. Turn 11, the final corner, the Ascari chicane, and we can see George Russell is a 10.5 faster than Max Verstappen in that final corner only. And at the analysis, we can see Russell is braking late, is coming off the brakes earlier, and is going full throttle faster. So the Mercedes definitely performed very well in that final corner. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe the channel. It means okay. What I'm saying is I'm typing in the live chat, so I don't get confused. It means okay. So written the live chat as well in the race stream as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Back to racing. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard now. We have 27 minutes left in FP3. 33 minutes are done. It's Alex Albon in a Williams who is quickest. Yes, you heard me right. Alex Albon in a Williams is quickest of all. Charles Leclerc. Oh, where did that Leclerc lap time come from? I did not notice it. Okay, it was early. Okay, right. Sorry. Charles Leclerc, the home hero for Ferrari, is P2. George Russell P3, Sainz P4, Hamilton P5. Then we have Norris and Piastri a bit further back, but the reason I think is the McLarens haven't done a lap time on the set of sorts for quite a long time. As here is Max Verstappen through the Lesmo 2. You can see on the screen the red part, the second right hander at the topmost of your screen. That's Lesmo 2. Max Verstappen ran a bit right there, dipped the wheel into the gravel, but no harm done there. As I was saying, Norris and Piastri are P6 and P7 currently, but don't take it wrong, because as much I know, Norris and Piastri set the lap times. Okay, low speed corners. Alex Albon is 3/10 faster than Charles Leclerc, is the data from Formula 1. Can you guys believe it? Alex Albon is beating Charles Leclerc in corners. Williams is fast in straight line, we all know, but in corners, incredible. But back to Norris and Piastri, currently P6 and P7. The reason I think will be they set the lap times I think quite a long way before. At that time the track temperatures were higher, the track was not ramped in. By ramped in I mean not at the absolute best condition of the grips and in terms of pace. So yeah, definitely a lot of pace there for McLarens. not represented quite a lot, but still, take the leaderboard at the moment with a pinch of salt, because surely Alex Albon will not be fastest in qualifying. If he is, I don't have anything to say. I absolutely don't have anything to say. If he's fastest in qualifying, I will name my channel as Sportsmaniac 144 Alex Albon. That's I'm saying, because if he's fastest in qualifying, that's absolutely incredible. Further back, we have Verstappen in P8. Again, I will say not so representative, because Verstappen set his lap time quite a long way before the rest of the pack set the lap time. Then you have Hülkenberg and Perez rounding out the top 10. As we go further down, we have Alonso, Tsunoda, Stroll, Ricardo, Colapinto doing a great job in P15. Yeah, great lap time there for Franco. Magnussen is P16th, and as is expected, Ocon and Gasly are at the bottom. Okay, the speed trap speed, that is the fastest speed. Daniel Ricciardo is the fastest with 347 kph. Then it's Franco Colapinto P2, and Lance Stroll is the third fastest. But as I was saying, it was kind of expected for Alpine and Stake, that is Sauber. Just Mercedes normal. Okay. Verstappen complaining about the Mercedes blocking him on his flying lap, but I don't think there will be an investigation, because it's just practice. As I was saying, it was kind of expected for Alpine and Sauber to be the slowest, because Sauber is a dustbin. Sorry about it, but Sauber is a dustbin, and Alpine have been struggling quite a lot with their straight line speeds from last season. Approximately, according to the team's data, they have almost 30 to 40 horsepower less than the competitors. So yeah, a huge loss in terms of pace as compared to the rivals there. As here is Lewis Hamilton starting his flying lap, and as Head Chowan said, Carlos Sainz is on the track and has started his flying lap as well. It was a great sector 1 for Carlos Sainz, not so great sector 1 for Lewis Hamilton. I think he has a bit more fuel in his car. Carlos Sainz sets the fastest sector 2. I think Carlos is prepped up for going fastest at the moment. Let's see what lap time he does. Obviously on a set of softs. Okay. From this I remember, for your guys' information, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton are currently P3 and P5. I think they will be P4 and P6 very soon. But George Russell, okay, let's focus on Carlos Sainz. I will talk about Mercedes later. Carlos Sainz on a great lap, crosses the final, rounds the final corner, goes fastest. 1 minute 20.463 from the Scuderia, and Charles Leclerc is also on a flying lap. So Charles Leclerc crosses the line and goes fastest. 1 minute 20.563, so exactly a tenth slower than his teammate. So Ferrari raising the bar there. Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. Stop the timer. I hope it is the results of qualifying, because if it is, Monza will be absolutely on their toes. They will be absolutely screaming here, out, front, right, center, everywhere. Ferrari frontal lockout at Monza will be absolutely spectacular. Charles Leclerc had a great sector 2 and sector 3, but he lost almost 2 tenths to Carlos Sainz in the first sector. So I think he made a mistake there, because it was not even a personal best sector 1 for Charles Leclerc there. So yeah, as I was saying though, the top 10 as it stands, all the drivers except Lewis Hamilton and George Russell have set the lap times on a set of soft tires. So if we consider the tire difference, that is, soft tires is generally 3 tenths to 2 tenths faster than the medium tires. So Mercedes are right in the mix, and we all know Mercedes set the lap times almost 20 minutes before. At that moment the track was not at its absolute quickest, so Mercedes look to be in great shape here. If they set the lap time currently, I think they will be matching Ferrari in terms of pace. As here is Sergio Perez. My god, I mean, I don't have any grudges with Sergio Perez. I personally like him a lot. He's a great guy, great personality. But whenever there is a replay of Sergio Perez, there's only a replay of him doing a mistake. I don't remember last time when did I saw Sergio Perez's replay in a good way, that is Sergio Perez overtook someone, or maybe Sergio Perez sets the fastest lap or something like that. Right now Formula 1 showed a replay of Sergio Perez, and he was going to the gravel. So I know it's quite tough to be at Red Bull, to be Max Verstappen's teammate. We all know Daniel Ricciardo was there. He was, I think, the best teammate Max had, because he was quite competitive to Max. But then we had Alex Albon, who, see, in a Williams is, some people saying, the GOAT, right? They say that he is one of the best drivers on the grid. But when he was alongside Max, he was absolutely blown away like a piece of paper. So I know being a teammate to Max is quite difficult. Red Bull usually favor Max, the drivers say, and I also agree to it to quite an extent. But still, I don't know what is it that team. Alex Albon was absolutely nowhere. Dan Kvyat was kicked for Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly was, who is also performing great in an Alpine. Last weekend he was P9 in that dustbin of an Alpine. But alongside Max Verstappen, he was doing absolutely nothing. And Sergio Perez, in 2021, he was great. In 2022, do you guys remember? He was even saying that he is challenging for the championship. In 2023, I think it was Miami, the gap between Perez and track domination. It seems like Charles Leclerc is the fastest in straight line speed, and Carlos Sainz is gaining quite a lot over Charles Leclerc in terms of cornering. So definitely a set of difference there in the Ferrari. But as I was saying, Sergio Perez, who in 2023 we all know was only 7 to 8 points behind Max Verstappen, at the end of Australia in the Drivers' Championship, he was even looking to challenge Max Verstappen for the championships, and here we are. Sergio Perez, in every race there are speculations over him being kicked out. So what I understand as a fan, I have never worked for Formula 1. I dream of one day working as a Formula 1 mechanic, or maybe data analyst, or maybe something like that. Possibly not a driver, because I am 18 years currently, so being a driver is out of reach. But maybe, I don't know currently how Formula 1 team operate, but by the looks of it and by what the commentators say usually, it's Sergio Perez's poor form which is causing him the results he is at the moment. Because Sergio Perez, bad result, he thinks about it. In the next race, he pushes a lot, even bad results. So I think Sergio Perez is stuck in a loop where he's not performing at all. Last weekend it was great, P5 P5 quali, P7 in race, but nowhere near the Checo we know he was at the start of the Red Bull era, challenging Max Verstappen. Even on the street tag, we used to call him the street circuit master, you guys remember? And nowadays, we all know, as soon as Monaco comes, Checo is crashing. So has been the downfall of Sergio Perez. The next few tracks are Azerbaijan and Singapore, which usually Perez has gone well. I think Checo has 2 wins at Azerbaijan, or 3. I know he has 2, 21 and 23. Also he has a win at Singapore. So yeah, great tracks coming up for Sergio Perez. If he performs well there, it's great, or else it's definitely career over for Checo. I don't see him continuing in Red Bull next season if he's not able to even perform at Azerbaijan and Singapore. Just a second, I am just again typing the live chat. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, there you go. Thank you for the patience, everyone, to the listeners, and everyone who is reading or have kept the phone at mute. Thank you for all the support. We have almost 17 to 18 minutes left in this FP3 session. Please don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel, because you can see on the screen that subscriber counter. Whenever that counter goes up, it really adds a lot to my motivation and dedication. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the stream. If you are not feeling something is great, be sure to share your suggestions in the live chat, and surely I will be looking to rectify those, or maybe improve my commentary, or maybe the graphics, or anything you want in the upcoming streams. Yeah, we are talking about Perez and all that stuff. So 17 minutes to go in the FP3 session. Carlos Sainz is quickest, Charles Leclerc is P2, Alex Albon is P3. The top 3 all have been setting the lap times on a set of soft tires. Charles Leclerc, I think, is on a flying lap here. I can see on my screen he has set a purple sector 2. You can see in a few seconds because of the stream delay, obviously. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton are P4 and P5, and those drivers have set the lap times on a set of medium tires. Okay, as I can see on my screens, it was purple sector 1 and sector 2 for sector 1s for Leclerc and Sainz. I think Ferrari are going for a different strategy here at the moment. Maybe they are going for a bit slower in the first sector, and because, as I said, because of the higher track temperatures, the soft tire is degrading as soon as at the end of the lap 1. So as soon as the first lap is over. So I think what Ferrari are looking to do here is maybe go a bit more slower in terms of the first and second sector, and then absolutely go and push the lap times in sector 2 and 3, because Carlos Sainz was nowhere near his personal best in sector 1. Sector 2 and sector 3 matches his lap time. Charles Leclerc, purple sector 2, purple sector 3, goes fastest, 2.5 times faster than Carlos Sainz. Okay, so this is a bit more normal. Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, first and second. Tifosis are happy. I'm happy. I'm hyped up for qualifying, because if the thing stays as they are for qualifying, we are going to have a treat, an absolute treat at Monza for qualifying. Ferrari are there, McLaren are there, Red Bull are there, Max is there. 7 drivers battling for pole in qualifying at Monza. So yeah, Norris I think also is on a fast lap as well. Okay, fastest sectors. Alex Albon is currently the quickest driver to the sector 1. Charles Leclerc is the quickest to sector 2 and 3. So yeah, if it is, if all the teams as it looks at the moment have pace, and if they are able to carry their pace in qualifying, we are up for a treat in qualifying. So there is Lando Norris, another treat. As I said, if a driver goes faster, the driver from the other team goes even faster. So here on board with Lando Norris, I will just give you guys a bit more on what's happening with his car through Lesmos 1 and 2. I think it's turn 6 and 7. The car looks quite hooked in, a bit understeer in turn 7, but yeah, no damage done there for Lando Norris. I think there is a distant car in up ahead. Okay, so Lando might pick up some slipstream in sector 2. DRS open, fastest in sector 2 at 10.5 faster than Charles Leclerc. Goes a bit deep in Ascari chicane, turns 8, 9 and 10. Again a car to give slipstream to Lando Norris. Not the best of the lap we have seen from Norris. Again another car giving the slipstream. So yeah, Lando Norris has been picking up quite a lot of toes on this lap. Let's see what lap time he can do. Sector 2 and sector 3 were quite a bit scrappy. Lando Norris crosses the lap time and goes P2, 36 milliseconds behind Charles Leclerc. So okay, as I said, the treat is cooking for qualifying. The top 4 teams are absolutely close to each other. Oscar Piastri now on a great lap, 26.6 in first sector. A 10 slower than Lando Norris. Let's see what lap time we can do. So as I was saying, we are in for an absolute treat in qualifying. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming updates for qualifying, for the race stream as well. Also, I'll be streaming for all the sessions this weekend, this season. So yeah, be sure to subscribe the channel. My obviously target is getting 10,000 subscribers by the end of this season. Quite a bit over optimistic target, but maybe 7,000 will do. So yeah, every subscription matters a lot, as Oscar Piastri is on a great lap time here. Personal best sector 1, personal best sector 2, fastest sector 3. Oscar Piastri goes P2, 26 milliseconds behind Charles Leclerc. The treat is cooking. Guys, trust me, the treat is cooking. Charles Leclerc fastest, Oscar Piastri P2, Lando Norris P3. Everyone setting the lap times almost at the same time, like same track conditions, and the thing separating them is 36 milliseconds. 36 milliseconds is blink it and you miss it. So yeah, great lap times there from the top 3. And if I'm not wrong, I think the tires for the Ferraris were a bit more older as compared to Piastri and Norris. I think Piastri and Norris are on 5 lap older tires, and Charles Leclerc is currently on 7 laps older tires. So Ferrari definitely seems to have a slightly bit more advantage than the McLarens, but definitely not as huge as McLarens had in the Zandvoort. So yeah, I'll just pause my commentary for a minute because of I've been continuously speaking. So yeah, just give me a moment of rest here. Okay. Mercedes are on a set of softs now. Mercedes on a set of softs. So I just rushed to start the mic here. Come on, guys. This is the true pace of everyone now. Verstappen on a set of softs as well. So I think this can't get more representative. Let's see what Russell and Hamilton can do here. George Russell rounds out the final corner. At the moment, it's Leclerc 1, then Piastri, Norris, Sainz. Russell crosses the line, goes fastest. Not by much, 60 milliseconds there. And there comes Lewis Hamilton, goes fastest by a tenth. So Mercedes definitely has some pace there. Let's see what lap time Verstappen can do here. He's also on a set of soft tires, like his rivals are. Verstappen around the final corner crosses the line. Only P6 for Max Verstappen. Well. Guys, I have been saying throughout the whole stream, don't miss qualifying. Okay? Don't miss qualifying. Look at front. Top 6 separated by 2 tenths. If we relegate out Max Verstappen, maybe not a great lap there for Max. The top 5 separated by a tenth and a half. And if we remove Lewis's lap time, the top 4, Russell, Leclerc, Piastri, Norris separated by less than half a tenth. Well, thank you for the subscription there. It really means a lot to me. Your subscription counter on the screen will increase in few seconds. I have it here increased in front of my eyes. So thank you for the subscription. It means a lot. Lando Norris has started his flying lap again, but I think there won't be any performance now because his tires have surely seen his best. Okay, so as I was saying, please don't miss qualifying. Mercedes at the moment are first and second, but not long way off is Ferrari in third and seventh, and not long way off is McLaren in fourth and fifth, and not long way off is Max in sixth. Verstappen, ready? Okay, so Verstappen is saying the car doesn't turn in the low speed corners, so definitely a bit of work to do there for the Red Bull. Okay, Oscar Piastri is on a lap and he sets the fastest first sector. Nico Hülkenberg now sets the fastest sector 1. So yeah, as I said, don't miss any part of this qualifying because it's going to be absolutely cinema. Ethan, okay, sorry, the stream paused there. Okay, what is Ethan saying? I will see qualifying. Yes, Ethan, everybody on this earth needs to see this qualifying. I think it's going to be the most epic qualifying Formula 1 has ever seen because just look at the lap times. They are so close. I mean, when you look at the backstory, these are exactly opposite teams. They have exactly a lot different staff, like the staff at Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren. They have very different facilities, very different thinking approaches. And here we are, the 4 car matched to absolutely nothing, separated by absolutely nothing. So yeah, absolutely mind-blowing there from all the teams. Mercedes are quickest. See, I said it. The Formula 1 data is useless. In the data, they said Mercedes were the slowest of all 4 teams, and here we are saying Mercedes the fastest of all 4 teams. So this just proves that the data which Formula 1 put out in after the Friday practice debrief is absolutely useless. Ethan the DJ dog, okay, no, sorry for the wrong term. Ethan the DJ the dog Roblox animator creator is saying he's a Lewis fan. I'm a Lewis fan. Everyone's Ferrari fan, okay? Even if you're not, you're a Ferrari fan. I'm a great Lewis fan. Lewis going a Ferrari is absolutely amazing. So yeah, certainly it proved out that Lewis also is a Ferrari fan as well. So yeah, this weekend, do you know what a dream podium for me will be as a Ferrari and Lewis fan? Lewis first, Leclerc second and Sainz third. Absolute dream for the Tifosis. There are 3 drivers in the top 3 positions. So yeah. And see guys, what came to my mind at the moment is, if things stays as they are, Mercedes look to be quick, Ferrari look to be quick, McLaren look to be quick, and Red Bull seem to be a bit further behind than the rest of the field. So if by somehow Norris is able to get pole position and win the race, this is a hypothetical world we are living in. If Norris is able to win the race and Verstappen comes out to be the worst of these 7 drivers, that is Verstappen finishes 7th. So what Norris will be scoring is 25, Verstappen will be 25, 10, 8, 6. Norris will be scoring 6 points. Norris will be scoring, okay, here's Sergio Perez on my screen again, going through the gravel trap. Nothing expected. Norris will be scoring 25, Verstappen will be scoring 6. Norris gains by 19 points. the gap in drivers championship down to 50 points. So if Red Bull genuinely struggle this weekend and Norris and McLaren are somehow able to be the absolute quickest car and beat the rest of the field, so it will be championship back on, and I think McLaren might well and truly take the lead in this race as well. But guys, do you know what? I don't want to think anything. I just want to enjoy this race because my god, because see, what has been the situation still now at best is we have had three teams fighting for the front of the field: Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. But this weekend, Ferrari are in as well. Ferrari are here for the fight of the pole and the race win. So this makes it even more exciting. We have 7 drivers. Yes, 7 drivers in a chance to get pole position. So yeah, quite amazing. 5 minutes to go now in this FP3 session. I think the lap time shouldn't tumble quite a lot now. He is launched, so let's see what this boy has done. Okay, goes to the gravel trap. As I said, there has been new gravel traps set at the turns 4 and 5 so that drivers don't cut the chicane. And many drivers have been going drifting to that corner, so yeah. Sorry for the drop in commentary now because my voice is a bit tired now for been speaking since quite a long time. I think Russell is on a fast lap now. Okay, so the analysis is Charles Leclerc is the fastest driver on the straights. Then we have Piastri the second fastest. Then Bottas, Sainz and Ricciardo are the 5 fastest drivers in terms of straight line speed. But still Lewis and Joes are nowhere and are still the fastest car, which shows that Mercedes are quite a lot quicker in terms of cornering as compared to the straight line. Russell on a good lap here. Personal best sector 1. Let's see if he can go to the top of the timing sheets. Russell crosses the line. No, he stays where he is. Doesn't even improve his lap time. I think he lost a lot of lap time in sector 2. Yeah, tires getting a bit older there for George Russell, so was unable to improve his lap time. Charles Leclerc I think is on a fast lap as well. Let's see what he can do. I don't think he can improve as well. Lewis Hamilton 120.5 doesn't improve his lap time, so yeah, definitely I think this will be the timing for the session. And guess what? We have 5 drivers within a tenth of each other. We have 4 teams with realistic chance of getting pole this weekend. I know I am repeating again and again, but I am so super excited for this that I can't even wait for qualifying to begin. So yeah, be sure to subscribe the channel, like the stream so that you don't miss any updates for qualifying and for the race as well. So yeah, your every like and subscription will really mean a lot to me and motivate me a lot. So 3 minutes to go now in practice. The dust has almost settled and I don't think any special lap times unless and until Nicholas Latifi comes out of nowhere and goes fastest, but I don't think there won't be any changes in the order now. Just give me a minute. Two minutes to go in this practice session. Okay, so gap between Hamilton, sector lap time comparison between Hamilton and Verstappen. Hamilton is a tenth and a half faster than Verstappen in sector 1, a tenth faster than Verstappen in sector 2, and marginally that is 100 faster than Verstappen in sector 3. So sector 3 is almost nothing like. Okay, so what can be seen from here is sector 1 is slow speed corners, straight and high speed corners. Mercedes are great in slow speed corners and straights. Sector 2 is again slow speed and medium speed corners, and Hamilton and Mercedes are faster in slow and medium speed corners. Sector 3 is high speed corners, so it seems that Mercedes are not the quickest in the high speed corners, but they definitely seem to be quite a lot quicker in the slow and medium speed corners and also the straights as well. Looking at the timing screens now, Sergio Perez is P17. Wow. I did notice it right now, but Sergio Perez is currently P17, and we all know throughout the whole season, the gap between Perez and Verstappen has almost been between 6 to 7 tenths. Today the gap is 8 tenths. So, but what the issue is main this weekend is, earlier Red Bull had a great car. So even if Sergio Perez was a bit slower than Verstappen, it was fine because Red Bull were so front ahead of the rest of the pack. Okay, speed trap. The slowest three drivers in the straight line speed are Hamilton, Verstappen, and Norris, and they are quickest out there. So definitely they seem to have gone to a bit more cornering approach than compared to the straight line speed approach. But as I was saying earlier, also Sergio Perez was slower than Max Verstappen, but Red Bull at that time had such a huge advantage that Sergio Perez was able to get away from it and was able to still get consistent podiums and poles. But now Red Bull are so much in the pack that if Sergio Perez is slower than Max Verstappen, then here he is, even being knocked out in Q1 a lot of time this season. So definitely Checo needs to pick up his game a bit, or maybe he's at the best and Max Verstappen is doing absolute animal kind of laps. We don't know, but definitely Sergio Perez needs to be a bit more faster to be safe and get into Q3 this weekend. Let's see what he can do. He slips to P18 now, and Max Verstappen and Leclerc are on fast laps. Can they tumble the Mercedes? I don't think so, because the tires will be quite slower now. Max Verstappen 3 tenths slower than Lewis Hamilton, but certainly sets the fastest final sector. So Red Bull definitely seem to be going well around the final sector. Charles Leclerc is also on a good lap, but I don't think he will be able to challenge the Mercedes now, as we have the checkered flag. So checkered flag for FP3. Let's see what lap time Leclerc does. Crosses the line 120.3, not even his personal best. So yeah, right. Okay, so that's Russell's side. Slap on the thighs and right. Practice is done, and what we are left with is amazement, unknownness, and lots of excitement and lots of hype. All those amazing words are right for qualifying today. We don't know which team is quickest, which team is the slowest out of the top 4. Surely we are discussing about that top 4 teams only, the Formula A part. We don't know which team is quickest, which team is slowest, which team in the middle. Yeah, but all we know is it's gonna be an exciting qualifying session. On board is Max Verstappen on his flying lap. Oh, Verstappen locked up there into turn 4 and 5. That's why he lost a lot of lap times. Or else maybe he would have been a lot closer to Leclerc or maybe Russell as well. But yeah, as I was saying, all we know is we are lining up for an amazing qualifying session here. And when I say amazing, I think maybe the best of the season as well. Because at the beginning of the season, Verstappen was in a class of his own. I think he got 7 consecutive pole positions, so qualifying was absolutely useless till then. We go to Canada, Russell and Verstappen matching on pace, but that was nothing because Russell was expected out of nowhere and we didn't see much of a fight for pole position there. Then we go to, I think, Austria. There also Verstappen was quite quick. In Monaco, Leclerc was quick by quite a huge margin. In Zandvoort last weekend, Norris was dominating qualifying, but this weekend there's absolutely no driver who is seeming to be the utmost fastest. Sometimes Mercedes seem to be the quickest, sometimes it's Leclerc, sometimes it's Piastri, Norris, Verstappen or Sainz. So yeah, quite hyped up for qualifying and can't wait for qualifying to begin. In 2.5 hour time, the stream for qualifying will begin in 2 hours time. So yeah. Oh, I think someone has stopped on track. Kevin Magnussen has stopped on track. Is there an issue for Kevin? Has his engine died? I'm not sure. Okay, the teams have instructed Kevin Magnussen to stop on the track. I think maybe an engine issue there. But as I was saying, can't wait for quali. We absolutely don't know what will be the results in. Okay, thank you for the subscription there. It really means a lot. But as I was saying, we absolutely don't know what will happen in quali. And that's what makes this season a bit more exciting than usual. So yeah, okay, so guys, whoever is seeing the stream, feel free to share your predictions in the live chat. Will it be Mercedes the quickest, or will it be Piastri or Norris or Leclerc or Verstappen or Sainz? I'm sure it won't be Perez from the top 4 teams. Sorry to Checo, but yeah, it's quite obvious. But do share your suggestions or do share your predictions of who will be fastest in qualifying. Here we are, Verstappen fastest in FP1, Hamilton fastest in FP2, Hamilton fastest in FP3. So I think Hamilton is already feeling that Monza energy, that Ferrari driver energy this weekend, because he has had the advantage over George Russell throughout this whole weekend. So yeah, let's see what happens. And thank you for all the support throughout this stream. It really means a lot to me. Be sure to tune in for qualifying as well. I will be also doing the commentary there. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe the channel with notifications on. You will get the notification an hour before the qualifying, because I am starting the stream half an hour before the qualifying. So yeah, be sure to subscribe the channel, like the stream, all that stuff. As here are the practice classifications for FP3. Lewis Hamilton is quickest. His teammate George Russell is P2, a tenth behind him. Then we have Charles Leclerc running in P3, almost close to Lewis Hamilton. Then we have Piastri, Norris, Verstappen and Sainz, the top usual 7. Alex Albon looks quite quick, is P8, and quite interestingly, Franco Colapinto is only 3 tenths behind Albon in P9. Hulkenberg rounds out the top 10. Then we have Fernando Alonso in P11, Ricardo and Tsunoda in P11 and 12. Obviously, Ricardo having upgrades this weekend, the newer upgrades, and Ricardo does not have the upgrades. Pierre Gasly P14, Lance Stroll P15, Kevin Magnussen P16, Esteban Ocon P17, Sergio Perez on a set of medium tires though is P18, and Bottas and Zhou are slowest of all in P19 and P20. The top 20 is separated by 1 point, top 19 to be said, because Zhou is quite a long way behind. The top 19 separated by 1.2 seconds and can't wait for qualifying. It's gonna be close this one, but who's gonna get pole? We'll get to know in I think 3.5 hour times, because qualifying begins at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, which makes it 6:42. I think 1 p.m. 2 p.m. BST. There's some vibration coming from the front, from the engines. Okay, so Perez complaining about some vibrations from his car. Just I will let you guys know of what the session timings are for this weekend, so that you guys can tune in. Just a second. Also, we are currently on 10 likes, so if you can get 12-13 likes, it will mean a lot. Just a second, I will let you guys know the track time for the qualifying session. Schedule, here is Italy. Track time, it's 4 p.m. Italian Standard Time, and just let me check, it's 7:30 p.m. IST to BST. Okay, it's 3 p.m. Okay, British summer. Okay, it's summer in British now. So it's 3 p.m. BST, 4 p.m. track time, 7 p.m. IST. Be sure to tune in to the live stream, because as I said, the qualifying is going to be amazing and you will definitely not want to miss it. So yeah, be sure to tune in for qualifying. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. As I said, I'm planting a tree for every 100 subscriber gain. So currently only 17 subscribers away from the target. So be sure to like the stream, subscribe the channel, all that good stuff. It really helps and motivates me a lot. Thank you for all the support and have a great day ahead. See you all for qualifying.